So this just wasn't Brisbane winning another pre-season hit-out. This was more like a reminder. Because the Lions, they were missing Harris Andrews, Dane Zorko, no first-choice ruckman, no Oscar Allen, and no Cam Rayner. And yet when the game tightened, when Gold Coast really went at it, Brisbane didn't wobble. They adjusted, they absorbed, and then they surged. The scoreboard says 25 points, but this game's story is more about maturity. If you're a Suns fan, the story is more nuanced. The talent is definitely there. The chemistry is forming. If you like these breakdowns, make sure you hit the like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So let's start with Brisbane. Gold Coast jumped them incredibly early. 5 goals in the first quarter. Witts looked like he was very strong against an undermanned ruck department at Brisbane. Jed Walter was finding space and started strongly. Petracca was involved almost immediately. But Brisbane didn't panic. That's the difference. They adjusted their stoppage position. Neale and McCluggage began sharking Witts' taps more effectively. Dunkley, as he often does, tightened the pressure. And Zac Bailey is that conduit from the midfield to the forward. From quarter time onwards, Brisbane started to dictate the tempo. And by the final term, they were overwhelmed. 6 goals to 3. That's not fitness, that's composure. And this is the subtle shift great teams make. They don't win the game in one quarter. They win via adjustment. Although Gold Coast were dominant in the first half, Brisbane stayed in it. And when they needed to, they made the adjustment. Let's start with my standout, Zac Bailey. 25 touches, 2 goals, but more importantly, timing. Bailey doesn't dominate early. He surged when Brisbane needed control. The second quarter boundary line finish was highlight material, but it was the midfield forward transition work that mattered more. He's a genuine mid-forward weapon. If he tidies his accuracy, he could be one of the best players in the league. Right now, he might be the most dangerous hybrid for me in the competition. Lachie Neale finished with 31 touches, 10 clearances, multiple score involvements, and this felt different. At times, he can feel a little bit messy, he's under the microscope, but tonight he was incredibly sharp. Cleaner hands, more decisive exits, stronger at centre bounce. When Gold Coast tried to match power with Petracca, Neale didn't retreat, he absorbed, and then won the battle. He's a redistributor. It wasn't flashy, it was authoritative. That's a dangerous combination in the AFL. Logan Morris, this could be real. We saw Nate Caddy last week against Richmond, but Logan Morris has the credits in the bank. 4 goals, he gave McAndrew an awful night one-on-one, conceding multiple 50-metre penalties, lost body position, was pushed out of the contest. Morris wasn't just marking, he was reading, leading the space, bullying, holding front position. Over 50 goals last year wasn't just a spike. It looks like it's a baseline. He looks stronger, smarter, more composed. Allen to come back and Rain has rested. He becomes a focal point and a danger with help around him. He duly delivered. This isn't upside for me, this is production. And it looks incredibly sustainable. The ruck audition, Cody Curtin and Zakowski. Zane and Cody, very young players. Early Witts dominated, but I thought Zane really adjusted. Better body position, good follow-up, hand to tap more consistently. Curtin, he really did showcase it though. His size and the fact that he's leaned up, showcased by the fourth quarter chase down tackle on Dan Rioli, showing his athletic ceiling. With 5 on the bench this year, Brisbane may consider a genuine second ruck for flexibility. Both Zane and Cody put their hand up. Cody's forward craft as well looks really good. Just makes them more sharp as contenders. Gold Coast, the talent is there, but the cohesion isn't quite there. Let's be balanced. Gold Coast were without Rao, Ballard, the notable outs. Petracca was outstanding, 24 touches, multiple score involvements, played almost exclusively in the midfield. He's definitely a massive upgrade to what they're right. But upgrades don't automatically make your system more synchronised. Petracca elevates Anderson and Miller. He allows rotation, he strengthens stoppage presence. Long term, it's enormous. Short term, that chemistry needs to be built. When Brisbane lifted, Gold Coast struggled to exit cleanly. They looked indecision in what to do. And that's cohesion, that's not talent. It will get better. Let's talk about the standouts for them. Petracca, power through stoppage, clean hands, comfortable in new colours. He definitely elevates Gold Coast. But structure cannot rest on one player. He looks happy though, and I haven't seen him look this good since Melbourne won the flag. Leo Lombard, 3 goals, high pressure, a check side in the fourth. He looks ready. He complements Walter. He'll complement the other forwards, Ben King and Hugo Hagen. That forward blend has some real energy. And let's go to Jed Walter. Always the forgotten man. 2 goals early. Strong confidence. Strong contested mark game. The fourth quarter bump, he's reported. It's clumsy. It's likely on the lower tier. But what about Farah's blind hit on Wilmot? That one will also draw attention. It wasn't reported, but you'd imagine they'll look at it. And this is where Gold Coast have that growth. Talent is one thing. Discipline is another. You cannot lose your focus in games, particularly a practice game. And that did showcase sometimes in the season last year. While Gold Coast are brilliant, the maturity is the next thing. Jared Witts is another player I wanted to look at. Imposed early, set the tone physically. But once Brisbane adjusted that midfield, the influence faded. We are seeing with the modern day ruck rules, being a bit flexible in the midfield can negate having a bulky ruckman. McAndrew, 3 clear free kicks, 250s, 4 goals on him. Elite athletically, but if you expose him one-on-one, he's a problem. He's a third intercept defender. With Ballard out, he was exposed early. They're going to have to look at that because McAndrew can't be responsible for the central forward. So let's look at the storylines. Brisbane's real depth is real. Missing core names, still controlled the final quarter. Revel was precise. McCarthy back forward. Coleman back in defence. Selection headaches are a good problem. And that's probably an early premiership indicator. Suns midfield is massively upgraded. It's chemistry pending. On paper, Petracca, Anderson, Rao, Miller, it's elite. But midfield chemistry isn't gained. It's synchronised. Right now, Brisbane's synchronisation is roads ahead to Gold Coast. The forward structure, Morris being that focal point, I think he'll have a big year. Bailey and Cameron working off him and Loman being that pain in the arse. Oscar Allen slots into that. They're a problem. Gold Coast, Walter, Hugo Hagen, energetic. Lombard is brilliant. Brisbane look connected. Gold Coast have a high ceiling, but need to get it refined. And that's the difference right now between these two sides. They could be the grand final sides, but one side is polished, one side is in the progression stage of polished. Brisbane head back home to the Gabba. They face the Doggies, Andrews, Zorko, Rayner, Allen, all back. Gold Coast, they host Geelong. If Walter is cleared, Petracca maintains form. But defensive discipline must improve. And they need to get it right by the point of the season, which I think they will. So this wasn't just Brisbane winning. It was a reminder. They can absorb, they can adjust, they can finish. They are the complete side. Brisbane, Bailey, Neale, Morris were standouts. Gold Coast, Lombard, Witts, Petracca. The Suns are definitely improved. The Lions still have that polish, and that's the gap for now. So let me know, are Brisbane primed for the three-peat? Or Gold Coast, do you think they'll get it right towards the end and maybe beat their big brother next door? If you enjoyed this breakdown, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Do me a solid, share it with a Lions or a Gold Coast friend. Or you could even just hype the video. I'll be back this weekend. I'll see you tonight for the Doggies game and on Sunday for the Members Live. We'll do the power rankings on Monday. So that's when we've got the Eagles data. So a little bit of a change around there. So if you are a member, make sure you remember now. We've got a big giveaway. We've got some Coles or Woolworths vouchers to help you with the cost of living. I'll see you soon. I'm out.